Hello! I would like to tell you about my experience on the Rhine Getaway river voyage. This is an 8-day program that takes you from Amsterdam, the Netherlands, to Basel, Switzerland. It is going to include 4 different countries and 6 guided tours. I really enjoyed it and I cannot wait to tell you all about it. We start off in Amsterdam. I did arrive a few days before my voyage because I wanted to enjoy the city, so I highly recommend that. There's so much to offer here in the capital of the Netherlands, of course known for the charming canals, the waterways there. There are beautiful museums here in Amsterdam that I recommend. I was able to visit Rijksmuseum, where lush paintings from Rembrandt and other amazing Dutch artists are homed. Of course, known for the bicycles, the many bicycles in the city. The locals' main way of transportation is by bike. I loved walking just the cities, following those canals and exploring on my own. You do have your ship right in the city center, so you can check in, leave your bags and explore the city. On day 2, down the Rhine, we are going to be docked in the beautiful village of Kinderdijk, known for its windmills. You see the picturesque countryside of the Netherlands. In Kinderdijk, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. We walk with our guide right across the dike to the windmills. We actually noticed, and you can very clearly see, that the windmills are in fact at a lower elevation than your ship, because most of the part here of the Netherlands is going to be below sea level. So the windmills were built in the mid 18th century. There are 19 of them, the largest concentration of windmills in the Netherlands. And as part of our included tour, we will be able to walk into the windmill, an actual working windmill, visit with the mill keeper, see the living quarters, and be mesmerized by the mechanisms that make these machines work. Now, as an optional excursion, you have an opportunity to visit a cheese farm, and that was fantastic. You can also do some shopping as well in their shop. Now on day 3, we arrived to our first German city of the program. This is going to be in Cologne, a beautiful city with intriguing mix of old and new, with its beautiful Gothic cathedral really towering over the city. As an included tour this morning of day 3, you are going to enjoy a local guided tour that our guide was fantastic. He knew, obviously very knowledgeable of the destination, but was giving us great stories of and tales of the city. He taught us about the flourishing Jewish community here in Cologne. You end your tour in the old square with the cathedral. You learn that the cathedral is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is the largest Gothic cathedral in Northern Europe, which took hundreds of years to complete. It is magnificent. And truly you get to appreciate the Gothic architecture and style. It has 2 soaring spires and beautiful stained glass windows. Most of the cathedral escaped and was not damaged at all by the bombings and the ravage that the city and the rest of Germany took during World War II, so it's a well-preserved building. Now, as an optional excursion here in Cologne, we offer at Viking a top of Cologne exclusive experience. It is a wow factor that I really think everyone should experience if you can. I loved it. It was breathtaking. We had the opportunity to go up to the roof of the Cologne's cathedral. We go with an actual person that is part of the restoration crew. He's also a guide. Took us up the lift that the restoration crew uses, and then at the rooftop you first see a first hand of the architecture and the massive iron structures that are holding up the roof, and then you have this opportunity to go to the top, have these incredible, breathtaking views of the city and the Rhine River beneath. It was just incredible. It really put things into perspective of this beautiful city when you are at the top of the world, literally, with this program. I do have to note that you have to be in good physical condition and not be afraid of heights if you're taking part of this program. We do go up a staircase, 104 steps to go up into this experience. So just be mindful of that. On day 4, we are going to move along the Rhine and we stop in the city of Koblenz, which is a traditional German country town that is right at the confluence of the Rhine and the Moselle rivers. It was founded more than 2,000 years ago, and it was obviously it's going to give you incredible history here. We do take a walking tour of the city of Koblenz with the historic past. Again, we get to actually see where the Rhine and the Moselle meet. We get to walk through the local public park, the Jesuit Square in the heart of the old town, and at the end the old school, which now serves as the city hall in Koblenz. When we are in Koblenz, we also have an included visit to Marksburg Castle. This is the only castle on the Rhine Valley that has never been destroyed. The castle was built in the 13th century, and it was built with very strong fortifications, which allowed it to never be besieged by enemies. So it's very strong. It never was destroyed. And when we got there, we got to walk around the grounds, have those beautiful, spectacular views from the castle down to the city, to the Rhine, and to the rest of the countryside around. Today, Marksburg Castle is home to the German Castles Association, which works to preserve any medieval fortifications around the country. So it's a pretty neat site. Now, the next afternoon we are going to be sailing, or we sailed the romantic Rhine. That's what we call it because it goes through some beautiful regions of Germany. You get to pass some vineyard blanketed hills with very steep slopes, which by the way kind of makes the vineyards and the winemakers in the region to pick the grapes by hand, which is a centuries old tradition that's still alive today. We arrived to another beautiful town called Rudensheim in Germany. It is the Rheingau region of Germany. It is at the center of the winemaking in the region, and it is famed for the Drosselgasse, which is the central street, cobblestone street that is all walkable, and it's very lively with restaurants and pubs and music playing. It attracts locals and all tourists because it's a very fun town to be in. Rudensheim also, before I forget, it's known for the Rudensheim coffee, which is made with brandy or cognac with coffee, and it's topped off with some nice whipped cream. So it's very famous. You must have it when you are in Rudensheim. As a second option, there is a wine tasting to one of the most celebrated vineyards in the region. It's called Schloss Johannisberg Estate. We have an opportunity to visit with the winemakers. Here the grapes are grown on the grounds and have been turned into sweet Rieslings for centuries. So the sweet Riesling is going to be the type of wine that you will experience here. You'll taste 3 different ones as you are hosted by the winemakers, and then end it with a beautiful, nice dinner with the freshest and ingredients from the Rheingau region, always prepared in a wonderful way when you are in the vineyards. As we move along on day 5, you are going to, the morning takes us through the Rhine again, the middle Rhine, and sail the river. I highly suggest that you go up to the sun deck and take in the 360 view of the experience. You get to hear about the history, the castles on the river, and of course enjoy yourselves. By that lunchtime, we dock in Speyer, which is another beautiful town. It's very charming. That afternoon we have a walking tour of the town. It is believed that in Speyer is where the Protestants earned their name in 1529. Following on the next day, you are going to enter France. Day 6 stops and we dock in the town of Kehl, but we have access essentially to Strasbourg, just across the bridge. So Strasbourg is right on the Rhine. It's right at the border of France and Germany. The old town is well preserved and it's surrounded by the Ild River. Which, it feels like, you are going through some nice little canals as we explore the island of Strasbourg. We do include a tour here in Strasbourg where Germany meets France. What I love about this city is that it's in the Alsace region. It's very well known for winemaking. As part of the walking tour, we have a tour of the Imperial German district and the European quarter. Now, the city is home of many European Union institutions. Currently, it is the home of the Council of Europe, so it's a great city for diplomacy and the European Union. So this is going to be your walking tour. Now, one of my favorite tours on the Rhine Getaway will be Alsatian wine tasting. And I tell you this because it is the best way to learn about the destination. We, in the afternoon, had the opportunity to take a very short bus ride to the region of Alsace into a local vineyard, and it was incredible. And just learn about the art of winemaking in Alsace through their stories was fantastic. The next day we are going to be docking in the beautiful city of Breisach. Breisach is built on a basalt rock outcropping in the Rhine plain. It is one of the warmest parts of Germany across the river from the French Alsace region, which is also of course known for the wine growing, as we mentioned before. In Breisach is the first time that we'll have access to the Black Forest, very famous for many things, including the cuckoo clocks. So, as a short excursion, we do include a Black Forest experience. You get to taste some of the Black Forest cake, maybe do a little bit of drinking their schnapps, also cuckoo clocks, which is very famous, and I think anyone that goes to the Black Forest comes back with a cuckoo clock, so be ready for that. Now my experience was I decided to take the e-bike tour into the Black Forest. So we do have electronic bicycles with the local operator that takes us around. A local guy will take us into the fields, into the small little villages. We do have a few stops. In between, I still had an opportunity to taste the Black Forest cake. And then that culminates our sailing, because on day 8 we are going to arrive to Basel, to Switzerland. This is where Switzerland, Germany, and France meet. Basel, it's such a big city and so much to offer. The influences of Switzerland, Germany, and France. There are more than 40 museums of art and culture that just give you a nice opportunity to learn about the history of Basel. Because we are ending, and we did end that eighth day in Basel, I do have to talk to you about some opportunities on extending at either end. So Viking does offer extensions for all the ports where we start and end our programs. Amsterdam will be one of them for 2 nights. In every extension we offer a centrally located hotel close to the action, close to the museums, in this case in Amsterdam, and also a local host that will be there with you. In Amsterdam, we offer the Hague and Amsterdam 2 nights as well, so you have that opportunity. And then at the end, Basel post extension for the route that I took in the city center, where you are close to the Basel Cathedral and the city center experiences. And one of the highlights of Switzerland is Lake Lucerne. There is an opportunity to extend to Lake Lucerne for 2 nights after you finish your cruise in Basel. So it's a 2-night Lake Lucerne with a beautiful centrally located hotel and also a host that will be there at the hotel with you. I would like to thank you for joining me and thank the wonderful travel advisor that invited you to this presentation. Please follow up with them for any questions that you may have. We look forward to welcoming you on board. Thank you.